What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today I ended up making around a little shy of $5,000 total, with 1,752 of those dollars being from actual funded accounts, and then I had a little over like 2.7k ish, or even a little more like 3k ish from evals. Okay, so coming into the day, this was my whole narrative. It was bullish, and I'm gonna explain why. Again, when you're at all-time highs, I do not want to be looking to short the market at all whatsoever, because again, I did it last week and I lost, and that is the reason I got mad. I'm like, I'm not shorting again this week. That's not happening. If we are even near or remotely near to all-time highs, if a Trump tweet can take us to all-time highs, I'm not shorting. Reason being is because, um, you know, I feel like there's just no reason to be bearish when market conditions are like this. And I feel like today was a really easy day to get break even on or lose, especially if you took shorts or some type of long. And I want to go over everything that I saw and how I was able to take this win today in under 2 minutes. So coming into the day, again, like I just said, I was bullish. I was looking to manipulate into some type of range between here and here. We did end up taking out the 0.705. However, on this move down, which was the 8:30 candle, so central, but we did end up leaving 4 relative equal lows. Now, a lot of people didn't take this long that I'm about to show you guys because of these lows, and I want to talk about why I did. Okay, so if you look at the 5-minute time frame, we had this gap again, and I'm gonna talk, like, right, we had this gap right here, and we see that we came up, disrespected the gap not once, not twice, not 3 times, but on the 4th candle we finally closed. And the reason I took it in the whole first place was because when you look at it, right, we come into this gap, we make an SMT with this low, that was also an SMT from here to here with ES, and I really thought that, like, if we're not going to sweep these lows, you could say, yeah, we have relative triple equal lows, but it's not like any type of, like, it's not a strong drawn liquidity. The reason it's not a strong drawn liquidity, yeah, equal lows, triple equal lows are very strong, but we're reacting off of this SMT, and if we're not willing to sweep it right here, then we probably won't. Now, this is different if we just have like relative equal lows. Yeah, if we did manipulate into here, and then with this move down, take out these lows and then come back up, that would have made my bias a lot more clearer. However, if you look at this 5-minute candle, the one that we did end up inversing it on, this candle right here, which was barely an inverse. I don't even know if it theoretically could. Okay, like, it is an inverse, but when you look at it, like, you could see how, like, look at this wick right here. This wick shows you all you need to know, right? We came all the way down here, big wicks to the downside, and we're still not taking these lows. If we're not taking these lows, the market is showing us that we're going to be bullish, and we're just going to respect the order flow, the structure that we're currently in, okay? That's what set my bias, right? So once we had manipulated into that 0.705 area, which it's usually either the 0.7, the 0.5, so the equilibrium, the 0.618, 0.705, or 0.786 that we manipulate to. Today we ended up taking the 0.705, right? We had these relative lows at the 0.786, but I didn't really care too much about them because we had inverse the 5-minute with this candle closure. Okay, the reason, again, some people could have got break even on this because it never actually hit my full TP. My full TP was all-time highs. The reason I closed, I kind of did get, like, I don't want to say lucky, but bailed out because this was my original TP, which would have ended up getting stopped out break even. But the reason I closed was I actually needed like $350 to get a payout, okay? And I was like, once it gets to 350, it should be like right here, because this was like 380. But once it got to like 350, 360, I'm like, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to close right here. It is what it is. Like, for $20 and securing a payout, like, imagine this goes to my break even. And good thing I did, because, you know, it would have stopped me out break even. However, so yeah, that was the reason I closed early here, which kind of did save me. Like, I feel like this is the second time I did this, and both times it really dramatically would have helped. My break even point, again, was this, and the reason it was this and not here was because I thought, like, we could, this low, okay, this high right here didn't mean much to me, because again, if we're going to close above this high, like, why would I want to go break even here? So my thought process really was just, like, once we sweep not this high but this wick right here, I'll go break even, because then my trade setup could get inverse, like especially with this candle closure, we're not forming a BPR. If we formed a BP, like if we inversed it without leaving this first wick right here on this black candle, and without like inversing on this candle right here and closing strongly, I would have taken this 100 times out of 100 and put my stop loss to the bottom right here. The reason I left my stop loss to the bottom of that wick was because, again, I still could see price manipulate and then go lower, but like to this range somewhere here. That's why I left it on this wick right here. But yeah, overall, like I feel like I could see where you can lose, and it really just comes down to like being patient and waiting for this the trade that you were looking for. Trade. Now, if this wasn't an A plus setup for you, and you're looking and you didn't see this, or you did see this and you didn't want to take it, then beautiful. I'm not teaching you guys like this is a good strategy because I think it's a good strategy. It's a good strategy or a good setup if you're trading the model that I trade. Now, it's good. Is it good just because it hit? No. So you really got to learn, like in days like these where markets are choppy, just stick through it. It is what it is, and just preserve capital until you see that A plus setup. So yeah, ended up making 1,500 alpha eval, 1,100 on my lucid eval, a band on my lucid funded, 500 on the other lucid funded that I just passed, and then 370 and then 360 on my main to secure that payout. So it's a great day to be alive, as always. But hope you guys see what I did, why I took it, and everything that I did. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna leave y'all boys right there. Hope you learned something. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, code mish on alpha, and yeah, peace out.